Let's get back to it.
I road. Somebody come over here bother me. Now everybody know I have a group of people, men and women, who are the exposers. Hey, listen, man. Sometimes I assign certain things to look into, and sometimes they take it upon themselves to look into things, right? 11 months ago, I got online with Pooh Shiesty'S dad. And his dad put me with one of the attorneys. It was a black individual. And if you go on this channel 11 months ago, you'll see we did a 2-hour interview with this individual. And my mission was to clear Pooh Shiesty. I like Pooh Shiesty. I think Pooh Shiesty's cool. I've met him personally. I know his dad. I know people around him. But now, for some reason, I got this attorney, whoever this dude is. I say he's a pretty prominent attorney, but he ain't above getting violated and exposed. He calling me all out my name and all kind of crazy things. And the dude insinuated I was clout chasing. Now here you are, we got an attorney, Caucasian guy, and you on urban social media, screaming WACK100 name, talking about I'm clout chasing. See, attorneys, one thing about us, we understand is different jungles, is different rules to the jungles. Ghost will be coming up here. Ghost is the exposer that has been leading. He's been leading the way on this Pooh Shiesty thing, right? I believe Prince and Lavish, they've been doing some footwork, and they'll tell you, they know when I'm kind of like shying away from some things, you know, and I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I selected politics. WACK100 likes Pooh Shiesty. I think he's a cool dude. Pooh, whoever this attorney dude is, he is forcing me. I didn't see you defend me. He's forcing me to defend myself. Right? Okay, so I'm not the one that went digging. I was the one that defended. If he can go see that on this channel 11 months ago, you will see his name. And me combating Loose Cannon, because Loose was going at the attorney, because I was trying to clear up the allegations. Right? So it all went away. Quite naturally, Pooh coming home. People was excited. People talking about music. People talking about what they talking about. But I'm not going to front. The attorney that I had on, there was some discrepancies about something that we had asked. And he told me he would send me the documents to clear that up. Y'all can go for yourself. It's a 2-hour segment. And he never sent the documents to clear it up. Usually WACK would take that, double back, and attack that. I didn't. I let it go. Now, I don't know why this pretty prominent attorney, white dude, last time somebody did this was a Kardashian's attorney. And I made them eat those words. Look, man, all rules is all rules. The crazy part about this is that, oh my God, wait, is this the same attorney on that Melly fired?
Yeah, that's him. That's him. That's the same one.
This is Bradford Cohen that attacked me? This is crazy. Hold on, bro. All right. So I wake up and people telling me, WACK, did you hear what Pooh Shiesty attorney said? Said, absolutely not. I go to it. I wasn't expecting to hear nothing crazy, but I guess the other night on academics, he asked me about it. I said, well, the exposers have dug some things up. They've been sending me a bunch of things. I haven't opened them up. There are footnotes to what they're sending me. So I read the footnotes. I hadn't looked at the paperwork, right? Now, to those of you guys that are civilians, sit back, watch the show. To the people that are from the streets, again, I keep telling people, these street rules, they're irrational. Some of them don't make no sense. But this is what you signed up for. You want to be part of the streets? Certain things they say you can't do. For instance, if I go somewhere and I get into it with somebody, or whatever it may be, and that person pulls a gun on me first, and I was able to get to my gun and shoot him, and I get away, and I get caught, the street code says I can't tell the police or the DA, he pulled a gun on me first. I can't do that. These are rules of the streets. I didn't make this up. This was here before me. Again, I'm not saying it's the correct rule, but I'm saying it's the written rule of the streets. This is why y'all need to go cop the 13 Commandments of the YNs over there on Amazon. Just go in and put WACK100 books. It's 71 pages. 13 Commandments gives how the YNs think. Versus it gives how the YNs think their new law versus what the old law is. It gives you example story, and it gives you case study. The first one is, you snitch on me, I can snitch on you. Hey, I'm from the Old Testament. The New Testament is the YN's frame of mind. Don't look at this as wax rewriting the rules. No, I'm simply alerting those to what the new rules are when it comes to how these YNs is thinking. So you ain't sitting in the holding tank or in the courtroom saying what happened. What you mean what happened? I tried to warn y'all. Now, Bradford Cohen, I'm not going to call you out your name. You're an attorney. You're an educated man. You're a bright man, but I don't know, maybe you are a little racist. Maybe this is why you chose to call this black man dummies and whatever you chose to call me and tell me I was clout chasing. Listen. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because Ghost is here, and Ghost is the one leading the charge on this.
Facts.
He's leading the charge on the whole Pooh Shiesty's, what he found. What he came with in the last couple of days, we didn't have this. This is what we were asking the attorney to send us. That he said he was going to send us, and he never sent us. And now I see why he didn't send us. Again, I like Pooh Shiesty. I respect his father. I like the people around him and the people he's tied to. I respect Gucci. But Bradford Cohen, you know you didn't fucked up, don't you? Not only did you force me to defend myself and my name, but you yourself, you took away everything I was attempting to use it against my own team to try to sway them away from what they were saying. You did it yourself. How dumb. Pooh, listen, bro. I want you to pay attention to what I'm going to play when I do play it. Your attorney did this, bro. I never said it. I said the exposers is saying they found some documents that may be alluding to the fact that Pooh Shiesty told. Now, have I read the documents in the last couple of days? Yes, I have. Just on No Jumper yesterday, which will be out Sunday, 12 noon, I tried to create like a cushion for Pooh. Y'all see it. But today, Friday, Mr. Bradford Cohen, you have forced me to defend my name. Right? I know if you know you're the guy that helped a few people get their pardon, Kodak Black, Lil Wayne. You've done some good, and I'm pretty sure you did good by yourself. But brother, you need to learn how to just be an attorney and shut that up sometime. Because what you did, you just gave the exposers, especially Ghost, all the ammunition he needs. So Ghost,
Yo,
let you tell us what documents you came across. And again, if you go back on the 100 Show YouTube channel, the Pooh Shiesty thing we ran about 11 months ago for 2 hours, I asked the attorney for this document, and he gave me his word he would send it, and never sent it, and I never pursued it. I don't know why Ghost woke up. Maybe he felt like, wait a minute, we never got what we were supposed to get, and maybe he went and looked for it. I don't know. If I would have sent them after it, we would have had it 11 months ago. But Mr. Bradford Cohen, listen, brother, I'm not clout chasing. You over here in the urban jungle clout chasing. You called me out my name. I'm not going to even call you out your name because it would be unprofessional. Right? Ghost.
yo,
What did you ultimately end up finding and sending in the other day when it came to Pooh Shiesty that led you to saying Pooh Shiesty violated and he told? What was it?
okay, so initially, right, like I was just, because the other day, we went back over that interview that we did with his attorney, right? So as I'm listening, I'm like, man, this attorney trying to spin WACK. WACK is the #1 spinner in the world. He don't let people spin him, bro. And I'm listening, and I'm like, okay, you giving this dude some leeway, because you done asked him about 5-6 times, where's the paperwork? Send me matter of fact, you even gave him an out. You told him, just send me the case number. He never did none of that, right? So I started looking back, trying to go back to my text message, and I found all 3 of their plea agreements and proffer agreements, right? And when I'm looking at it, I'm noticing what we was thinking at first was that Pooh Shiesty might have told on one of those co-defendants. As I'm reading the proffer, I'm reading all of them got the same proffer, and then I come across where it say all 3 of them said that they was going to a meeting to buy drugs, basically admitting the dudes they was going to was drug traffickers, bro. So I said, hold up, we was looking in the wrong spot. We needed to be looking at Pooh Shiesty, them telling on the victims, because that's who they told on. Victim #1 and #2. Now,
see, originally the angle was 2 people took a deal, which forced somebody, Bobby somebody, into taking the deal 2 weeks later, and I believe he might have got the most time. So you guys was like, because you pled out to something that his name was in, that forced him. This was the angle back then.
Right, correct.
You hadn't even got to the victims, but this was the document we was looking for, and he never sent it, right?
Exactly.
So go ahead.
So when I came across that and I noticed, I said, hold up, I seen it in Pooh Shiesty's proffer. Then I went to Bobby Brown, I seen it in his proffer. Then I went to Jaden LaRosa and seen it in his proffer. I say, no, bro, we looking in the wrong spot, bro. We thinking that that Pooh Shiesty done told on one of them, when in fact they done came together. Now their name is Chopper Gang. Now their new name is Proffer Gang. They the Proffer Gang. That's what they is, bro. Dig what I'm saying? Because all 3 of them took profits, bro.
Hold on, Ghost, because I'm trying to stick to the facts. So, because a lot of these movements I don't be knowing about. So you saying Pooh Shiesty's little music movement was Chopper Gang.
Right. Now it's Proffer Gang.
And you saying now they called the Proffer Gang.
Correct, because all three of those co-defendants took the same proffer and they
Okay.
told on the two victims. And like you just said earlier, Bradford Cohen, now he done brought something else out that we had no idea about.
Bradford, why did you do, Pooh? You should really call, Bradford should give you some of your money back. Once again, Pooh, you know me and you sat face to face. We talked, it was cool. I know your pops, Gucci's love. I respect Gucci. But your attorney, Pooh, he violated me. He lied on me. If you go listen to the 2-hour thing, I was in your favor. I knew the attorney was hiding something because when I asked him for it, you know, his first response was, well, all three of them signed the same proffer. Because at the time, they were insinuating you and one of the other guys possibly took a plea that forced the third guy 2 weeks later into taking a plea, although he didn't want to cop to something. This is what their narrative was. But now, your guy Bradford, old Bradford Cohen, he took it upon himself to expose you himself again. Let's go over this. The rules of life, the rules of the streets, the rules as a Catholic, the rules as a Christian, the rules as a Muslim, they tend to change. I ain't started this. I was just one of the dudes that had to abide by it. I'm gonna let you hear with Pooh Shiesty'S attorney. This is his attorney. This was he said. He put this up on social media. Why? I have no idea. Well, let's go ahead on and take a listen.
Moron. WACK100. I can see where he gets his name because he is WACK. The allegation that Pooh gave up information in his case is so idiotic, even when he's reading it.
The allegation that Pooh gave up information on this case is idiotic. I didn't say it. He said it. Keep listening.
Academics is saying what a moron he is. It is next level how stupid he is. Now, if we're saying he's just doing it for clout, if we're saying he's just doing it for views, I would think, okay.
I'm doing it for clout. I'm doing it for views. When I'm dancing around with my team, the exposers are presenting me. But yet we got a white dude, he looked like he about 67, talking about WACK100. Well, I don't feel like I made it, Brad Cohen, because you said that. But again, we're going to rewind. Because I want y'all to hear what the intelligent dude that's calling me stupid is about to do to his own client. Let's rewind this.
Excuse. But it really isn't. I really do think he's very stupid. So, long story short is, Pooh Shiesty, Lonzo Williams gave up no one. Absolutely no one. We never cooperated with the government whatsoever. The paper...
Lonzo Williams never gave up no one. He never cooperated with the government ever. Pay attention.
He's reading is that our defense was that we blamed the alleged victims, that the victims were trying to hold up and rob Pooh and his crew. And
Brad, you can't do that. It's more, y'all. Now remember, I'm stupid though. Pooh, look, I ain't do it. This your man's, right? I was prancing around it. I got a call this morning from two dudes from Chicago saying, WACK, you selected politic and we see you dancing. You just said it. You just look, listen, we're gonna run this back.
This bad work.
We're gonna run this back.
All right, let's talk more on WACK100. I can see where he gets his name because he is WACK. The allegation that Pooh gave up information in his case is so idiotic. Even when he's reading it, DJ Academics is saying what a moron he is. It is next level how stupid he is. Now, if we're saying he's just doing it for clout, if we're saying he's just doing it for views, I would think, okay, that's an excuse. But it really isn't. I really do think he's very stupid. So, long story short is, Pooh Shiesty, Montrell Williams gave up no one. Absolutely no one. We never cooperated with the government whatsoever. The paperwork that he's reading is that our defense was that we blamed the alleged victims, that the victims were trying to hold up and rob Pooh and his crew, and that's why the guns came out. The victim said, I don't have a gun, I never owned a gun, and through our investigation and the evidence, we found not only did he own a gun, he had a firearm box in the trunk with ammunition in the trunk. Both of these alleged victims were total liars, totally full of shit.
That's what we do. The street people lie to law enforcement. The victim said, we ain't had no guns. You telling me, Brad, the smart guy, not gonna call you out your name, you and Pooh decided to tell the truth. The streets don't tell the truth, Brad. Earth to Brad. Anybody home? I really want to call you out your name, but I'm not. R&B has me on not calling people out their name punishment 24 hours. I'm not going to do it, Brad. But you just admitted, it's more, y'all. You just admitted that the victims told the police, hey, we ain't had nothing. But you're saying your defense was to tell the police they had guns. Pooh Shiesty, you're saying, got with you, and you guys is telling the police when they saying we ain't had no guns. Yes, y'all did. We can't do that, Brad. No, this ain't Harvard. The closest thing to Harvard we come is Harvard Park, and that's 6 Deuce Brills. Shout out, little man. Listen, Brad, you just put the noose around your Pooh Shiesty's neck, which I'm not gonna say it. I'm not even gonna insinuate, but I'm gonna keep playing this. This is wild.
That's why, instead of getting 10 years, the judge gave him under 5 years.
So because he told on the victim, instead of getting 10, the judge gave him under 5. Hey, this is Brad. This ain't me. Go sit back and let Brad do the job for you.
In case, not because of any kind of, he cooperated. He didn't cooperate with shit.
He didn't cooperate. Brad, Earth to Brad, when you tell the DA, AUSA, whatever you want to call them, hey, they had guns, and they're saying we didn't have guns. Yes, they did have guns. That's called cooperating, Brad. Let's keep it going.
what was cooperation was the amazing work of his lawyer, me, along with Sam Zegane. I don't want to forget Sam. See my clock in the back. You know what time it is. I don't want to forget my friend.
Did he just say that? You see my clock in the back. You know what time it is. That's way worse than saying I have black friends. Let's keep it going.
Because Sam assisted in the case, but absolutely not one single defendant in that case flipped on anybody because there's no one to flip on. They said Pooh was the shooter. They said one of the other guys was the shooter. None of them flipped on anybody. We all went ahead with it. We took the plea, which I wanted to go to trial. I thought it was a good trial as well. But we took the plea, and the judge ended up giving us just under 5 years. And with good behavior and an RDAP program, he got out in about 3 and change. So WACK100, just to recap, WACK100 is a moron. And what he is reading is as stupid as it sounds. That is all for now.
Now, maybe Brad has dementia. Maybe Brad is off one of them perk 38s.
Gotta be.
Brad, you're calling me a moron, and you're calling me stupid. And you just proved Ghost's point.
He just proved Lontrell is a long tail, bro. He just did it to his own client, bro. We had them already admitting that they was drug traffickers, bro. That's what Pooh Shiesty and his 2 co-defendants said. Now we got him, Pooh Shiesty, and the 2 co-defendants saying that the victims was trying to rob them and they had firearms, bro. It don't get no worse than that, bro.
Those of y'all just getting in here, we 900 deep in here. I can't. R&B has put me on calling people out their name timeout. 24 hours. She also has me eating salads for 10 days and drinking ginger and tea and all these other things. I didn't want to do it. She said, you don't follow instructions. Me don't give you none of that. And listen, y'all, I can't go without that. I'm telling you right now. So we gonna get back to what's going on. Brad, well, let me rewind. The exposers went in our chat, said, WACK, Pooh Shiesty told. I ignored it. 2 o'clock in the morning, here comes academics. Hey, WACK, let's talk. What's going on? I hear this, I hear that. I said, yeah, the exposers telling me they got some paperwork on Pooh Shiesty. I really ain't looked and opened it up. It's some footnotes. I'll send to you I'll read to you what they're saying. I simply read it. 11 months ago, I did a 2-hour clip with the attorney that Pooh Shiesty's father put me with to help clear Pooh Shiesty. In this 2 hours, we did ask Pooh Shiesty's attorney, can you send us what was said in a proper hearing? He assured us that all 3 signed the same proffer. At the time, the exposers was insinuating that 2 of them took a plea deal prior to the 3rd guy who took it 2 weeks later because he was forced to take it because their admittance in their plea deal was pretty much dry snitching on them. That was what they were on. We hadn't seen the proffer. The attorney told me he would send me the proffer. Yes, 600, we have the plea agreement, right? I'll get it right to you. 607 up, I'll get it to you. This shit about to go crazy. For those of y'all that don't know, Ghost, Ghost 1, you can follow Ghost1 on Instagram. That is one of my main exposers. That's who's up here on stage with me now. Okay, so the exposers bring me some things. It may be something I want to look at. It may be something I don't want to look at. But hey, I've sent information to be researched on people that they necessarily didn't want me to look at. So We gotta do what we gotta do. I danced around it. I've been avoiding Clubhouse. Why? Because I know if they get me on stage, they're going to corner me. Damn, your ass is beautiful. They're going to, y'all forgive me, I'm crazy about my woman. They're going to corner me on stage, ask me questions. The media team, Ray Gives TV, Clubhouse TV, The Answer, Clubhouse Shenanigans is going to take it and send it into the YouTube streets. And y'all know we stay strapped with the extended charge cord in the YouTube streets. So I've been ducking them. I'm telling y'all, I've been ducking these dudes about this paperwork. Next thing I know, they say, WACK, Pooh Shiesty'S attorney is attacking you. Who? Brad. Brad who? Who are you talking about? They say Brad Cohen, he got Lil Wayne his pardon. Kodak Black is pardon. YMW Melly fired him, but he calling you all kind of names. Listen, Brad, I'm glad you did this because I was going to be forced to go over these documents that the exposers have dug up, the proffer that the last attorney would not send us. So this is where we're at, you guys. Brad attacked me, but while he was attacking me, he exposes Pooh Shiesty. He's calling me a moron, I'm dumb, I'm an idiot. But you are admitting that your client gave up information. You did it, not me. Pooh, wasn't me. And I'm letting y'all know I'm a Pooh Shiesty fan. I'm telling y'all. You want to call me a bitch ass nigga, that's cool. I'm a Pooh Shiesty fan, Pooh. I had to defend myself. The nigga Brad, he went at me, bro. I'm going to let y'all hear what Brad did that I didn't have to do. Ghost here, Ghost One, he's Ghost One on Instagram. Him and Prince dark thinking ass and lavish slick ass, the main exposers, they over there digging. I swear, they'll tell you. The group chat going off, I'm acting like I don't see it. It gets about 38 books on there showing everything, and I'm acting like I don't see it. And what does Brad do, Ghost? Brad then put me in the situation where I gotta defend myself, and he did the work for me.
Brad put his client on a silver platter for us, bro. That's what he did, bro. I think he lined Pooh Shiesty up, bro. I think he lined Pooh Shiesty up, bro. That's why you rappers need to stop letting your civilians speak for you.
Maybe Pooh owed him 50, 60. This is get back. Now, you guys pay attention to what Brad's about to say. Brad's going to say I'm a moron, that I don't know how to read paperwork, and that Pooh never cooperated. That's what he's going to say. He's also going to say, Pooh just said the other people who said they didn't have guns had guns. And because Pooh told the DA that they had guns, even though they said they didn't have guns, this is the reason why he didn't get 10 years and got less than 5 for the information he gave the DA or AUSA, which where we come from is cooperation. Again, this ain't what WACK said. Brad said, old Brad Cohen. Y'all should go to his Instagram page. He's Law Ronin, LAWRONIN, and put hashtag dummy, hashtag WACK100. I don't know, but I'm going to let y'all hear this. It's 831 people in here. I'm going to let y'all hear what old Brad did to his own client. Let's let her rip.
Off for now. All right, let's talk morons. WACK100. I can see where he gets his name because he is WACK. The allegation that Pooh gave up information in this case is so idiotic. Even when he's reading it, DJ Academics is saying what a moron he is. It is next level how stupid he is. Now, if we're saying he's just doing it for clout, if we're saying he's just just doing it for views, I would think, okay, that's an excuse. But it really isn't. I really do think he's very stupid. So, long story short is, Pooh Shiesty'S, Loncho Williams gave up.
I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta do this. Hey, I gotta do this.
No one. Absolutely no one. We never cooperated with the government whatsoever. The paperwork that he's reading is that our defense was that we blamed the alleged victims, that the victims were trying to hold up and rob Pooh and his crew, and that's why the guns came out. The victim said, I don't have a gun, I never owned a gun. And through our investigation and the evidence, we found not only did he own a gun, he had a firearm box in the trunk with ammunition in the trunk. Both of these alleged victims were total liars, totally full of shit. And that's why, instead of getting 10 years, the judge gave him under 5 years for a shooting case. Not because of any kind of, he cooperated. He didn't cooperate with shit. What was cooperation was the amazing work of his lawyer, me, along with Sam Zegane. I don't want to forget Sam. See my clock in the back. You know what time it is. I don't want to forget my friend Sam, because Sam assisted in the case, but absolutely not one single defendant in that case flipped on anybody, because there was no one to flip on. They said Pooh was the shooter. They said one of the other guys was the shooter. None of them flipped on anybody. We all went ahead with it. We took the plea, which I wanted to go to trial. I thought it was a good trial as well. But we took the plea, and the judge ended up giving us just under 5 years. And with good behavior and an RDAP program, he got out in about 3 and change. So WACK100, just to recap, WACK100 is a moron. And what he is reading is as stupid as it sounds. That is all for now.
Now, y'all just heard this clown. I take it back. I can't call him that. I had to put the shiesty on. I think it fit the occasion. Say that they never cooperated with the government. They never cooperated with the government. The victims say we ain't had no guns, but Pooh and you proved they did have guns. And because of the information you gave on them to prove they had guns is the reason Pooh didn't get 10 years and got under 5. And you say you didn't cooperate, and you calling me a moron. We gonna run that back one more time. This shit gets better and better every time. Y'all check this out.
All right, let's talk morons. WACK100. I can see where he gets his name, because he is whack. The allegation that Pooh gave up information in his case is so idiotic. Even when he's reading it, DJ Academics is saying what a moron he is. It is next level how stupid he is. Now, if we're saying he's just doing it for clout, if we're saying he's just doing it for views, I would think, okay, that's an excuse. But it really isn't. I really do think he's very stupid. So, long story short is, Pooh Shiesty'S, Loncho Williams gave up no one. Absolutely no one. We never cooperated with the government whatsoever. The paperwork that he's reading is that our defense was that we blamed the alleged victims, that the victims were trying to hold up and rob Pooh and...
I thought he said they didn't give up no one. Brad, let's keep it moving. You gave up the victims that had the guns. The victims said they didn't have guns. What do you mean? You proved they did. You and Pooh proved they did. Were you there, Brad? If you weren't there, you couldn't tell the DA what the hell they had. So where did the information come from? I'm shiced up, and I think this is doing something to me. This is doing something to me, y'all. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. This is diabolical.
Crew, and that's why the guns came out. The victim said, I don't have a gun, I never owned a gun. And through our investigation and the evidence, we found not only did he own a gun, he had a firearm box in the trunk with ammunition in the trunk. Both of these alleged victims were total liars, totally full of shit. And that's why, instead of getting...
But I'm the moron.
10 years, the judge gave him under 5 years for a shooting case. Not because of any kind of, he cooperated. He didn't cooperate with shit.
What do you mean? You just said, Brad, because you guys told the DA the victims had guns, when the victims are saying they didn't have guns, is the reason why he didn't get 10 years and he got over 5. When you cooperate, you get less time. Pooh Shiesty's, I'm representing. I'm representing. Ain't nobody ever saw WACK with the Shiesty. This is for you, because I'm letting people know. Listen, regardless of what's happening right now, I fuck with Pooh Shiesty. I know you done got a beard and all that, and I hope when we see each other, you don't be trying to test your beard. Now, Pooh, if you ain't gonna go over there taking off on old Brad, I don't expect you to come over here and take off on Unc, okay? Now, we gonna get back to what Brad is talking about.
Cooperation was the amazing work of his lawyer, me, along with...
Listen, man. We gonna run this back one more time. Now, I think some of y'all done grabbed it. We gonna run this back one more time. Again, this dude said, this is Pooh's attorney, Brad Cohen. He said Pooh never cooperated with the government. But then he says, because of the information they gave, instead of Pooh getting 10, he got less than 5. The victim said, we ain't had no guns. But him and Pooh proved to the DA or the AUSA, they did have guns. Earth to Brad, in our jungle, that's called cooperation, brother. You know? That's called cooperation. We're going to run it back one more time. Because Brad me the dummy. Yo, listen, I don't know what's going on. I'm shiced up and I'm tripping. Brad, where you at? Okay, R&B, I ain't going to do that. I'm shiced up. You know what I'm saying? You got me ready to trip because you're doing Pooh Shiesty wrong. You done came on here and did a reverse psychology and you exposing Pooh Shiesty and trying to make it look like you attacking me. I see what you're doing. You're trying to turn black on black. This is why I shiesty up. Because if you ain't going to represent Pooh Shiesty, I'm going to represent Pooh Shiesty. Now let's run old Brad back one more time. Pooh Shiesty's attorney, verified with one of my main exposers, Ghost, Prince, and Lavish. This is Ghost 1 on stage. Y'all go follow his Instagram, GHOST1 over there, right? Was saying, and yes, we will be posting the proffer. It will be on the 100 channel. It'll be on Ghost Show. It'll be on all the 100 side media team. I'm going to drop it to y'all. 607 you and 600. Y'all stop texting me. I'm going to get it to y'all. We're going to have one last run at what Brad said. Not what WACK said. But Brad is saying the same thing old Ghost said. Let's let her rip.
Moron. WACK100, I can see where he gets his name because he is WACK. The allegation that Pooh gave up information in this case is so idiotic. Even when he's reading it, DJ Academics is saying what a moron he is. It is next level how stupid he is. Now, if we're saying he's just doing it for clout, if we're saying he's just doing it for views, I would think, okay, that's an excuse. But it really isn't. I really do think he's very stupid. So, long story short is, Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams gave up no one. Absolutely no one. We never cooperated with the government whatsoever. The paperwork that he's reading is that our defense was that we blamed the alleged victims, that the victims were trying to hold up and rob Pooh and his crew, and that's why the guns came out. The victim said, I don't have a gun, I never owned a gun, and through our investigation and the evidence, we found not only did he own a gun, he had a firearm box in the trunk with ammunition in the trunk. Both of these alleged victims were total liars, totally full of shit. And that's why, instead of getting 10 years, the judge gave him under 5 years for a shooting case. Not because of any kind of, he cooperated. He didn't cooperate with shit. What was cooperation was the amazing work of his lawyer.
And Brad, you did some amazing work today. You made it that WACK100, who's a fan of Pooh Shiesty, did not have to go into detail on what my exposure team was going to make me do. I have an obligation. Now, since you don't want to represent Pooh Shiesty the right way, I put on my Shiesty. Look, here go the tag right here. It's been on my table about 8 months. I was wondering, why you keep leaving this Shiesty on the table? I don't know. And I see why. Brad, I can't call you out your name. But in the words of Charlemagne, you are the donkey of the day. Ghost, I don't know if there's anything more you need to say or want to say. I don't know.
Bro, Brad wrapped it up for us, bro. Like Brad did all the doing, bro. Matter of fact, you know what? Brad is an exposer for the day, bro. Brad is an exposer for the day, bro.
Hey, Brad, you are an honorary exposer. You have done your job in reverse. I'm with you with that, Ghost. Brad, everybody tag Brad Instagram and put hashtag exposer. You're an exposer, Brad, because yo, Pooh, I didn't do it. If you go back to my channel 11 months ago, I defended you. And I stand here today in my Shiesty, still admitting that I'm a Pooh Shiesty fan. It's from what Brad said and what the prophet said against the rules of the streets, definitely. Brad said the victims said, we ain't have no guns. Brad said him and Pooh Shiesty proved to the DA, AUSA, and the judge in federal court, they did have guns. And because they was able to pin guns on the victims, along with them selling them drugs and other things, this is the reason why Pooh didn't get 10 years and got under 5. Right? This is what you're saying, Brad. In our streets where we come from, that's called cooperation. Now, I think Pooh's gonna call you and you probably gonna be retracted. And then that will make you what you called me. But we'll wait to see. But in the meantime, I thank everybody from pulling up. Follow my man Ghost One. You can catch us on 100-sided Clubhouse. Until next time, y'all be safe. We out.
Oh, you didn't know?
We got content. Keep that notification bell turned on. We'll deliver 24/7 around the clock. You already know it. To everybody out there working hard on the grind, if you believe it, you'll achieve it. Do what you got to do today to be prepared for tomorrow. And there we go. But until next time, it's your boy Ray giving them gone. God bless. Peace.